Okay, well, hey neighbors, welcome to the Shed Shop. In this edition of How To, I suppose, I have on my bench a Stihl 025 from neighbor Jonathan Luna. You have recently seen on the channel, we repaired his 028 Super that was under warranty. That shit had caught fire, and so he brought it to me to be cleaned up, rebuilt, and redeemed. And he had it for about 8 months, and the sumbitch just stopped starting for him. And we determined it was a sheared flywheel key. I have over here a Stihl MS390 with a brand new Meteor top end that just won't idle. I have over down yonder, right there, a Stihl MS250 that just won't idle. That saw came to me. I purchased that saw. It had a scored piston, but the cylinder was in good condition, so I reused it. Put a brand new piston in it. I have tried multiple different carbs on it. I've tried different tank vents. I've tried, as I said, tried different carburetors. I've tried different mufflers. I have verified that my flywheel key is not sheared. I've verified my air gap. I've tried different tank vents. If I didn't say that already, I've tried different spark plugs. The only thing I have left to try on that saw is a coil. Same with this one. They both pass vac pressure test. And so when Chainsaw Redeemer has become so overwhelmed, Jimbus Maximus, subscriber neighbor, Stihl 038 there of the 064 feeder lot. That saw was running great. I barred it up with an 020 or with a 25 inch, and one cut in, damn saw flooded out, wouldn't start again. I went to diagnosing it, determined our carburetor had an air leak, and unfortunately I have to order a carb kit for the Bing 48 carburetor made in Germany from the only other Stihl 038 I have, and that really sucks because Chimbus has been waiting for a saw forever. I have neighbor Andy's 288 XP. That saw, I rebuilt it, and it wouldn't run right. Okay, so we decided to go ahead and tear it all the way down, and by rebuilt, I mean I just replaced the tank, rebuilt the carburetor, put a new spark plug in, put a decomp valve in for him, gutted and painted his muffler. And now that saw has no spark, so I've had to order a China carburetor, or a damn China coil for it. Nathan Stihl 041 back there, China motor. The guy did him dirty, and it has a China motor, and the damn thing, the rings won't seat. So now I'm waiting to see what kind of motor neighbor Nathan wants to buy for that. I'll have down here neighbor Trent's MS390 that we built for him, and I ordered a bar and chain for that, and they sent me the wrong damn one. This is my luck, neighbors. You think you've got bad luck, just watch my life for a couple of minutes. I have videos that I've put up that my dyslexia is so fucking bad, I've had to scrap like 2 weeks of footage. I have my 193T over there. All the parts were to it, and now it's missing parts. And then I ordered parts for it, and one of them, they sent me the wrong part. I sent it back. They sent me the same damn wrong part, kind of like my 660 chain brake handles. I've ordered it twice on Amazon, and they've sent me a teeny tiny chain brake handle that would never fit a big saw. Let's see. I've got a 271 down here I could build, but I'm just so flustered by freaking 1 out of every 20,000 saws I build. It works right, and the rest don't. I have up there the 266, and I've got a letter from Adam to read for you guys. That's going to be a giveaway, but I'll decide what we're going to do with that in the future. I have an 025 up there that's ready to go, but lo and behold, the air filter covers are on back order. There's none used on eBay, and even though people list it's an 025, you have to look. The 025s are squared right here, and the MS250s are curved, and all these suppliers get away with selling people the wrong chip with the wrong descriptions, and yet eBay wants to give me below seller performance because I had 2 people not get their stuff while I was in jail, and then I had another guy send his shit back saying that he accidentally ordered it, thought he needed a piston for his MS200T, decided he didn't, and so my seller performance goes down because he decided to send his part back because he decided all of a sudden he didn't want it no more. But it affects me, and so now none of my shit's selling on eBay. Do you like my rant session here, neighbors? Let's see. Oh yeah, I've got the Husqvarna 359 that neighbor Dion washed, and my piston is missing from that, and it was a beautiful fucking saw and had a beautiful piston in it and a .026 ring gap, and the piston has disappeared. I've got a Husqvarna 450 down here that I have serviced. It has no air leaks. I didn't have the carburetor kit, even though I got 15,000 different carburetor kits. And lo and behold, the carburetor has disappeared. I also have a 440, same situation. Carburetor has vanished. I've got down there, thank you Ted Neitzel for helping me with that nightmare and donating his Husqvarna 240 that he won back to the channel. But because none of my shit is selling on eBay, because eBay says I'm below seller performance, even though I've got 100% positive feedback. And if you read some of my feedbacks, neighbors, people love me on eBay. As a seller, I provide and I provide and I provide, and I go above and beyond for my neighbors. And it's like Jimbus. I feel shitty. He doesn't have his saw yet. Sorry, Jimbus. Thanks for your patience. But then I see saws way prettier than his selling for $350, and he paid $450 for that damn saw. But at the same time, I see 046s pre-EPA selling for $650, but then I see same condition 046s pre-EPA selling for $1,580. The market's all over the place. I don't quite know, but Chainsaw Redeemer sometimes feels guilty about selling his prices or selling his saws for such a high price. But that being said, neighbors, what the hell do we do when we get in this kind of mood? We go into saw teardown mode. So we're going to tear down Jonathan's 025 here and see how the hell fast we can do it. Let's get to work, damn it, neighbors. See, this is my luck, neighbors. Brand new fucking glove. You guys, I'm so sorry that I just have not been in the greatest of moods lately. I have been fighting so hard to be in a positive mood so that I can get good footage. But it is like everything, the teeniest, tiniest little things just consistently go wrong in my life. And I'm like, why am I even doing a YouTube anymore? Because I can't even get in a positive mood. I'm bipolar. I'm a manic depressant. My dyslexia has messed up so much footage because I sit there and say heat contrast metal when it expands metal, and cold contrast metal. Okay, I've been explaining things wrong, and I have to throw away the footage because I'm not going to put false information out there. Anyways, that being said, I'm really sorry, you guys. Thank you for those of you that are loyal and stick together with me. Let's see what we're at. 7 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's get to work on this damn saw and see how fast we can damn do this thing. Okay, we are just going to tear this thing down just as fast as humanly possible. Okay, I know this saw very well. I can usually tear these down in 30 minutes to an hour. And the biggest factor on how fast I can tear these saws down is the AV annullers, how fast I can get them some bitches out, because sometimes they are really difficult. Okay, so Jonathan's saw is going to get torn completely down. Okay, and we're even going to tear our recoil apart. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get our flywheel off real quick. Oh, this has the old style coil on it. I'm surprised this isn't a red lever. Okay, loosen that just a little bit more. We will leave our socket on there. Our socket is probably going to go flying, but this is just a method that works best for me. Hitch one good time. Get our nut off. Pull our flywheel. Throw that in the box down there. Okay, let's go ahead, switch our wrench back to our T27. We'll go ahead and take all these screws out for now. And then once we get our other covers off and everything, we can remove our coil completely. I don't usually separate the hardware on this saw because, as I said, I just know it well enough that I don't need to. So I usually just put it in one container and save my organizers for other stuff. Jonathan, it looks like you're, oh, maybe they're in the cover down there, or in with the air filter down there. Okay, I don't know if this saw has fuel in it or not. I did not bother to check. It does. Let me pause you. I've actually torn so many of these things down for you guys. I don't even know why I still tear them down. But, I do a lot of them. So Jonathan actually brought this saw to me quite some time back to diagnose it, and we determined the piston was scored, and so that is the reason we're going ahead and rebuilding it. Let's get our spark plug out here. It has an RCJ6Y. It almost looks brand new. Okay, we'll put that up there as a test spark plug. Let's go ahead and get our AV buffs out here real quick. I never tear these down in the same order. You'd think I would, but I don't. Okay, let's go ahead and get our clutch cover off here. If I can find the adapter, just do this the quick way. instead of using a scrunch. Okay, there we are. Get that out of the way. Go ahead and pop our sprocket off. That is going to be trash. He's going to need a new one. And with a lot of things, deep six that chip Rob Weaver. Jonathan likes OEM, but with other stuff, he does not mind aftermarket. Yeah, that's not going to come off. Okay, so we'll wait to get our clutch off. Go ahead and pop our bumper strips off here. They look to be in good condition. We'll probably reuse them unless they go on loose. Okay, we need to go ahead and turn this so we can get to our screw for our chain tensioner. These are the types of saws I need to do so I can make a short of me tearing down the whole damn saw, because I do them so quickly. I can only, in Power Director, I can only increase it to 8 times speed. Come on, you bastard. Trying to get up under there to pry it out. Okay, we'll get it out a little bit more. Now we can use a bigger screwdriver. Go ahead and pop that bad boy out. Let's get our spike out of the way so it doesn't bite us. Everything on this saw is T27 or 8 mil that I can think of. T27, 8 mil. Is there anything that's not T27 or 8 mil on this saw? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Nope, everything I can think of is T27 or 8 mil. Okay, so you guys will be able to see in just a couple minutes just quite how roach this saw is. Okay, deep six that. We'll be replacing that. There goes our muffler in the box. Get our bolts out here. Okay, go ahead and take this AV buff out. Throw that in the box. Back to the T27. Take our 6 out for our wrap handle, and we'll get that out of the way. Our dust cover should be 2 T27s actually. So, God damn it. That's my life, neighbors. My hose is caught, tips over my chair. No matter what I do, it doesn't matter what I do, I try so hard to stay positive, be in a good mood, not let things get messed up, stay encouraged, be meticulous about my work. But I just have the type of luck that is just no matter what I do, it just doesn't. And so I can bring you guys no content, or you guys can laugh at me because I'm such a pussy and bitch and complain and piss and moan about everything. About my life, because it's hard. My life is very hard, and I try so hard, and I just fail time and time and time and time again. And I probably should have never started a YouTube, because I have dyslexia and I'm bipolar, and I don't have the money to run a YouTube channel, because you have to be popular to run a YouTube channel, and I've never have been. You have to be able to fit in, you have to be able to deceive people, you have to be a good liar. For the most part anyways, and I just have never been any of those things. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our chain brake band out here. Okay, that will slide off there. And now I've already pulled that. Now we can pop our arm and our lever, or our handle and our lever up at the same time. Pull our, well, maybe it doesn't want to come. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. There we go. Okay, there's that. Throw it in the box. These springs right here, you have to look right here if they're worn or not. His surprisingly is not. We will probably replace it because I have a bunch of them, but I just don't know yet. Okay, so that's out. Let's go ahead. I said I was going to take all 6 of these off, but I lied to you, neighbors. I didn't. I'm going to do this one, and I've got an 021 from neighbor Matthew that was traded in. He traded in a 201T as well, and the 201T, he didn't tell me that he electrical taped the whole damn intake boot, and so the motor's actually roached. He assured me it had a good motor, but obviously I did myself dirty giving him some really cheap saws because I want him to get his life back on track. He struggles with meth, and so does his old lady, and they have kids and everything else. And he came out to buy an 025 from me, and all of a sudden, of course, at the last minute, it wasn't running right. And and so I went ahead and gave him a 280 because I hadn't torn down the 201T, and I took his word for it that it was good. The MS2 or the 021, I have no idea what that's going to be like. Okay, pop our ground wires off here, pop that out of its groove, push this grommet through, hopefully. Okay, push our intake boot through, hopefully, without stabbing it. This is the one place I don't want to rush myself. You guys know how I feel about aftermarket intake boots. There's that. We will go ahead and take this rubber off because we don't want to put that through solvent just in case it is good. And just so you guys know, when I do saw tear downs on a timer, I don't speed anything up. I now know how to speed up portions of the video, but I did not in the past. Okay, I do now, but again, I did not in the past. But I don't know how to speed up the video without my audio because I don't know how to add audio separately yet. Just so you know, I have no reason to lie or deceive about how fast or slow I tear down saws. Just certain saws I've done it so many times that I'm quite quick at it. And when I can get my mind focused off of my pain, sometimes this is the way I do it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. This was part of the problem when I had jobs in the past. People would make up things about me because I worked faster than them, or they were afraid I was running them out of work, etc., etc. And I've actually lost jobs because I worked so hard and so fast. It's just the way my daddy raised me. Your boss tells you to jump, you say how high, how long am I staying up there, and what am I doing when I get down, sir? Okay. That doesn't want to seem to grab. There we are. Ooh, there goes our clutch. Okay, no rotor washer on this because it's an older 025. Our worm gear might need replaced. I can't quite tell. Clutch 100% needs rebuilt. Okay, take our motor off here. We will go ahead. Oh, look, our crankshaft seal just came right off. It's completely blown. Jonathan Luna, I thought we said this was scored. I thought this saw was roached. It's got it's got a lot of chafer on the exhaust. Boy, I'll tell you what, neighbor. We've got a little bit of scratching here, but I'll bet you this bitch just needs re-ringed. I don't think we need to replace your motor, neighbor. You might like that news. I don't know yet, but we might not need to. That might be good news for my neighbor Jonathan Luna. That'll save him some money. Okay? I could have sworn when we took this bitch apart, we found a completely roached piston. But that was like 8 months ago, so maybe I'm recollecting wrong. Okay, and also, by the way, you guys, the quality of the aftermarket parts from Pharmatech and everybody is going downhill. Their fuel lines and everything used to last in the fuel just as good as an OEM would, but anymore, they just don't last. And so, any lines or boots or anything, I always reuse intake boots if I can, but I've always just automatically replaced fuel lines and everything with aftermarkets because the aftermarkets have been good quality. But I have found more and more lately, I'm having fuel lines be defective and faulty. So we're going to set that aside instead of deep six that shit, because it does appear we might be able to salvage this man's motor. Okay, get our engine pan off there, pull our old crankshaft seals. We got to pop this clip, but I always put it back on so I don't forget it, just to get the rest of that little bit of O-ring spring and whatnot's off. Okay. So, deep six that chip. I just tore the hell out of this saw real fast. I don't care if nobody believes me. I don't. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. We will go ahead and get our pickup body out. Okay, the fuel line is very pliable, so I doubt it's reusable. Okay. But we will go ahead and pop it out. We'll go ahead and pop this tank vent off. It is an old style, so it might be reusable. Okay, we'll throw that shit in the box. And that's pretty much it. I don't usually take the oiler out, and I don't usually undo the oil pickup line on these. It doesn't have oil in it, so we can go ahead and possibly, this has got an old line for the old cap. This is going to be a nightmare to get out, it looks like. Somebody has replaced the cap but didn't remove the old string. Let's see, what the hell, we have just a mangled mess here. There we go. So we will take this off and get rid of it. There we go. That's it. And then what we're going to do is we will stuff a couple of paper towels in our cylinder for now. I'm looking at it. It looks like there's a lot of plating worn, but I don't see any scoring at all. So we'll take some bore measurements on that. And then as far as its piston, I mean, I'm looking at it. It's still got machine lines in it. This was Luna's, right? Let's see. Yeah, Jonathan Luna. I hope I didn't mark the wrong saw. Boy, I'll tell you what. I mean, I'm just looking at this. I'm willing to bet there's some scratching, but I'll tell you what. For what this looks like, I think just re-ringing this is going to be okay. I really do. So let's just go ahead and we'll take our piston apart real quick so we can store that properly in case we can reuse it. So we'll just take a pick and get it behind our ring here, our C-clip here. Okay, take that side out. Even the bearings seem good. Yeah, the bearings are good too. I mean, I'll ask him if he wants new ones, because all I have is Pharmatech, and he is an OEM if I can guy. Alright, there's that. Use our 10 mil drift here. Is that 10 or that's a 12? My $100 tool, that's a piece of chit. Thanks, Stihl, for doing me dirty. I think this is a damn 9 mil. Can't remember. There we are. Okay, get that out. And that's it, neighbors. That is how you tear down a Stihl 025/MS250. In regards to his recoil rope, it does look good, but I know he wants it replaced. I keep forgetting every time I'm up at the dealer to get me some Oregon rope, because the Chino rope I have, again, used to be really good quality, but what I've gotten now is more plastic than it is synthetic rope, synthetic fiber. So we take that out, set those aside so we don't lose them. We'll go ahead and take our rope off of our spool here, okay, so that we can unwind the spring. That is a lot of rope, damn. Okay, we'll go ahead and let that unwind, and that way our spring stays in, and that's a lot easier to work with, because rewinding these springs is a pain in the ass when you have carpal tunnel arthritic ridden hands. And we'll go ahead and pull our rope out here real quick. A couple of things we need to do here, and then I'm going to start another video, and I'm just going to tear down a damn 021. Why not, neighbors? Right? Screw it, might as well. Okay, let me get a bag for our piston parts here. Okay. Hopefully, that way we don't lose our clips and our wrist pin. And then we will put our crankshaft and our, if we can find a box here, some bubble wraps. Everything is a nightmare to get to right now. Okay, put our crankshaft in here. Okay, put that in there. And then we'll put our piston in here, because I feel like, I don't know why, I felt like this saw was just utterly, completely roached. I think Jonathan will be pleased to hear that I do believe he's only going to need piston rings, because that takes his bill for his top end from $125 down to $14 if he just needs rings. And so that's a really good deal for him. Right, so there's that. Sorry neighbors, bear with me as I put the last little bit of this stuff away. See my 6mm gloves, my expensive ass gloves that I spend good money on, just falling apart. Okay, throw that in there, throw that in there, throw that in there. Chip that needs to go in our motor box. Throw that in there, throw that in there. And then we would take all of our hardware, throw that AV mount in there, deep six that chip. Deep six that chip. Make sure we get all the stuff off of that. There's all our hardware. And that's it. I don't know how we did, because I don't remember how fast or when we started. But yeah, you guys can believe it or not that I just tore that damn saw down that fast. And I'm about to do an 021, and it's probably going to be just as fast. So remember, neighbors, until next time, be kind to one another. Everyone's facing a battle. Hopefully I get to give my neighbor good news, and we'll potentially be able to reuse his motor, unless he just wants to go ahead and trade that one in and get a brand new Meteor top end, or a brand new 025, or another used 025 cylinder and piston. But why would he? His looks pretty good. So 26 minutes with the intro. That's damn good. Let me see somebody else tear down an 025 that fast. Love you, neighbors. Let's keep persevering. Damn it, even when everything in our lives goes wrong, everything's miserable, everything breaks, nothing works right, we do our job meticulously. Saws pass back, pressure test, new carbs, new fuel lines, new fuel filters, new tank vents, different carbs, different fuel lines, different fuel filters, different flywheels, different coils, everything else, and yet the son of bitches still don't run right. We just got to keep persevering. Damn it, neighbors.